should be streaming on YouTube now too.
Hold on, I'm being a boomer. Give me 1 second.
Okay, guys, give me a sec.
Is the guy J6ther? Yep. Okay. So there's that. Or I'll just do this. Okay. And then close this. Close this. Bring this up. Copy that. And then
Actually, we made it out to Utah. You did tell me that,
okay,
Tara.
there you are. Okay, well, that
You
was
did tell
easy.
me we made it up to Utah.
I was trying to figure out how to send you the link because I'm doing this from my PC.
Oh, all right. Yeah. No, usually I make them in.
Well, perfect.
Try to be somewhere where if I say I'm going to be somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying my best. Okay, well, so the context of this is that I chatted to you, or I chatted with you the other day on somebody else's panel, and I got kicked pretty quickly. So I wanted to see if you wanted to continue the conversation, because obviously, I mean, I don't know if you looked at any of my stuff, but we have some pretty big disagreements on a lot of stuff. So if I know that you're promoting a book right now, right? That is right, right?
Oh, he's the ghostwriter on it. But he's the ghostwriter on it. That way...
So it sounds like your mic's cutting out a lot.
Oh, sorry about that.
You're good.
So I'm just letting out my dog.
Yep.
So the first book, it's going to be a 4-part series. The first book stops at basically my arrest.
Okay.
So it talks about January 6th, why it happened, what happened, what actually happened on that day. From, the pipe guy who they still, they for 4 years, they never knew who it was.
Sure.
Or just didn't care about knowing who it was.
So
It didn't
this
fit the narrative.
the guy you're hearing is a J6ther who, for counters, beat up cops, sprayed chemicals in their faces, got charged and convicted of doing that, and then Donald Trump pardoned him. So pretty disgusting guy.
FBI agents basically stop what they're doing and then start directing them towards J6 stuff because they created this narrative of insurrection, where there wasn't, right? Like they stormed the Capitol building 3 times. Pro-Palestinian people did. 3 times after J6. I mean, there's another protest at the Capitol building for every month or 2 weeks there's another protest. So they created a narrative because that's what they had to go with, and then they purposely, whether it be BBC News or MSNBC or CNN, they specifically put a narrative out there that, oh, this is the worst day since, I mean, they literally compare it to 9/11. Like, it's ridiculous. They lied about, and I mean, it's constant, right? So they lied about, police being unalived. There was one cop, I forget his name, but there was one cop who was unalived, and it was of natural causes, right? Something happened. They said basically the toxicity report and then also the report that the coroner's report came back, and the coroner basically said, "Hey, listen, this was just basically crappy timing. Like if
Sure.
J6 never even happened, this dude would have dropped in the next day or two from this aneurysm that he had."
Mm-hmm.
Now, does that day maybe have brought it up? And then they lied on top of that, and then said, "Oh well, you know, there was 5 cops who were unalived that day, and this and that." It's complete bullshit. Complete bullshit.
Okay, so I kind of want to stick on. You say that they made a narrative, right? Because this isn't a separation from anything that's happened normally. You know, we've had other riots at the Capitol. I feel like it's pretty understandable as to why people were looking into this, because the scale of which happened, the violence that happened, and the direction that happened, right? So
what violence?
I mean, like, there were people fighting with Capitol police officers to break into the Capitol.
Okay.
Oh my god, this guy's so disingenuous. He literally beat up cops.
There was like a gallow erected.
He literally beat up cops.
Or supposedly for Mike Pence.
Let's talk about the gallow at first, right?
Mm-hmm.
The gallow was erected at 6 o'clock in the morning by unknown members. There was about 6 or 7 different men, all military age men.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
40 years, give or take 40 years old.
Sure.
And they erected this gallows that would never have worked anyway. But they erected this thing at 6 o'clock in the morning and never had any cops get any ID off them. But then they made a huge thing about it, right?
Well, I'm just saying that, you know, like, nobody's going to erect a gallows for something that isn't intended to be like a show of force, right? The whole point of the actual protest at the Capitol was to basically put pressure on Mike Pence to go through with the electors plot. So this is just more, you know.
No, actually, it wasn't. It was there was supposed to be a protest, and there was always supposed to be a march to the Capitol. It was getting thrown away around there for 2.5 months.
Oh my god, this guy's so slimy. I'm sorry, I need to. He literally made the guy's debate right now. Literally made statements talking about there's going to be a civil war. He has to be grifting. There's no way he believes any of this.
Sure, but it was happening on January 6th for a reason, right? That's
please
the
bring
election
that up at some
certification.
point.
Well, of course. So, but there's a the feds knew that there was always going to be a march to the Capitol. So what did they specifically do?
I feel like you're getting ahead of what I'm saying here. So I'm not getting into like the Fedsurrection stuff yet. What I'm getting into is saying that there's a reason why they were assembled on January 6th particularly, and why this protest was arranged, and it was to pressure Mike Pence to go through with the thing that Donald Trump had been asking him to do for the months leading up to it, right? Like, it was to protest the certification of the election to pressure Mike Pence into acting, right?
Well, it wasn't to pressure Mike Pence into it. It was to pressure, and what was actually going to happen was, a couple of the states were going to say, hold on, wait, we need to do a full forensic audit on this. We're going to need to hold off for a little bit. And then that didn't happen because it was canceled or postponed and then done in the middle of the night, under cloak and dagger, or under the darkness of night. They just did it in the middle of the night, and they all just came in, and they were in and out in 20 minutes.
Regardless, even if that's the case, it was done to pause the certification or stop the certification of the election, right? So the reason that we look into this more than anything else is because the aim was to stop the certification of the election. That's a huge deal, right?
So there's a First Amendment right to be there. So it's not a huge deal.
Oh my god, nobody's saying that. What a straw man.
DC, there's not a First Amendment right to be on restricted ground.
Oh, absolutely there is.
You have a First Amendment right to be on restricted grounds?
Absolutely.
That's not true.
Ask him a question about like a military base. Like, you can go up to like a military base.
Opening up the doors and waving people in.
That's not true.
That is true.
I think you know that's not true.
Yes. Oh yeah, he's about to do it.
Really?
No shot.
Wait, was that it?
was a short ass stream.
Was that it?
That was a short ass stream. I don't get no content.
There's no way.
No content for me.
I didn't kick him. You can see, okay, so just to be clear, there's a side of my TikTok studio on YouTube. I didn't kick him. He left. Holy shit. Okay. To be clear, okay, the reason that he knows that that's not true is because he was one of the people pushing against the Capitol police officers, pushing down the barricades, pushing against the Capitol police officers. He knows that they weren't letting him in.
And your own.
Really?
That's hilarious.
That guy? Yes, that guy.
That's hilarious.
Well, you know,
willing to beat up police officers, not willing to get beat up in a debate by Randall, I guess, is what it is.
What's going on, Michael?
Nothing much. So is this how you spend an afternoon on the Tuesday?
Yeah, I was talking to somebody who was at the Capitol riot. He had a book to promote, and I think that he's lying to the people, so I wanted to actually push him on a little bit of stuff, and he...
well, no, it wasn't about that. I'm just saying this whole live. I mean, this is kind of a little pathetic, don't you think?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I talk about politics. I think that the country's heading in a really bad direction. If you don't think it's important, then I don't know why you came onto my live. It seems like you're wasting your time way more than I am, because I actually think that this is important.